Hey everybody, thanks for joining me here at Power Mods. It's getting cold out. Got a little bit of snow last night, but now it's gone. But it's coming. -3 this morning. A little chillier here in the shop. We have the heater going for the first time of the year. But I want to tell you about these cool shocks that we're going to be installing on our IQR a little later on in another video. But first, I just wanted to go over them. These are the Elka suspension Stage 5 shocks. They're going to be replacing what we currently have on the IQR. These are a massive upgrade, a great product. We've used these on our 800 mountain mod IQR as well, and they really do a great job. We've seen how these are made. We've been at the facility. I actually made a set, so I know the quality that goes into these. You know, when you're looking at different shocks, you might say, well, you know, a shock is a reservoir and a shaft that goes up and down, but there are a lot of differences. You know, the thickness of the shaft, the thickness of the coating on the shaft. What they use inside the shock also determines how well the shock works. You know, if you buy a factory sled, a lot of times they're kind of a cheapy shock just to get it out the door. It's set up for the average rider, 170, 180 pounds, whatever it is, depending on the manufacturer, of course. So if you're a lighter guy or a heavier guy, the shocks might not work for you. One of the really good things about these shocks is the ability to adjust them. And that's crucial when it comes to riding your sled. You know, a long time ago, I used to just get on a sled and ride it and not really care about the shocks. But my back cared about the shocks. The rest of my body cared about the shocks. The next day, I wish I had had better shocks, adjustable shocks. And that's what these really are. If you just take a little bit of time, set your shocks up for the style of riding that you're doing, it just changes your day. Changes your day, your outlook on sledding, and just how much fun you're having. It really does add to the fun factor, and that's what these are all about. Don't let shocks intimidate you. When you see all these little knobs on here, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? There's a little knob and a big knob, and there's a knob down low. They actually are very simple. There are only a few settings on these shocks you really need to worry about. First is the preload. That's the preload setting or adjustment right there on your shock. That adjusts the tension on this spring. So if you think about it, you crank that down, the spring gets stiffer, your ride height might go up a little bit, your ride might be a little rougher or more responsive when you're riding as well. You don't want to jack it up too much, and you don't want to loosen it off too much as well. If you loosen off your preload, you have the chance of losing your little spring perch right here. So when you're setting it up, you want to make sure you refer to the manual, which comes with the kit, of course. The next thing we're looking at, which is very important, are your rebound and compression settings. And thankfully, Elka thought of everything, and they put what you need to do right here on the reservoir on this little sticker. It tells you the low speed compression and the high speed compression. So look at it like this. Your low speed compression setting might work for cornering. Those bumps are kind of gradual. You know, you're not really pounding it really hard. It's lower speed, not lower speed on your snowmobile, but lower speed of the shaft going in and out. Your high speed compression, think of it as hitting those whips, just bang, 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 bang. The shaft moving up and down very rapidly is all adjusted inside here with their valving system. So you can set it up for that as well. If you're in for one of those really nasty trail days, the groomers haven't been out, or if you're into snowcross or just riding really aggressively, that's where this is going to come in very handy, especially those high-speed compression adjustments. Last but not least is the rebound adjustment setting. Look at it this way. When you hit a bump, this whole shock compresses. Obviously, it's controlled by the high and low speed adjustments on your compression settings. What happens next is this spring here wants to return it back to its extended position or its normal resting position. It wants to pull this shaft right out, and that's what's controlled by this rebound adjustment right here. If you turn this knob clockwise, it slows the rate at which this shaft extends. That might be good if you're getting a lot of bucking. You don't want that to happen. It's going to slow things down. But if you're into a position where you need this to get back to normal position really quickly because it's got to get set up for the next bump or the next rebound, you might want to speed that up a little bit. Very high quality shocks, very high quality bushings. Everything is exactly as you see it that you receive from Elka in the box. You have your tools to make your adjustments. These are pretty handy. You keep them in your bag. They're not very heavy at all. You can adjust your preload just using this little tool here. Then you can tighten up your preload clamp with this little Allen wrench that's supplied as well. Of course, there is an owner's manual that come with your brand new Stage 5 shocks that explain everything you need to do to change your life when you're riding. And I'm not kidding, folks. They really do change your life when you are riding. Very nice shock. When you call up Elka and you need a shock or a set of shocks for your sled or your ATV, UTV, whatever it is you're running, they will build them exactly the way that you want them and exactly the way you need them for your driving style, for your body weight, for the type of conditions you're going to be in. There's a whole lot of calculations, and they've got them all in that little computer. We've worked with them, we know. So that's a quick look at the Elka Suspension Stage 5 shocks. I have to thank them for sending these to us to install in the IQR. Snow's coming, boys. You know what? These are going to be installed soon, and it's going to be just in time. I got to thank you guys for watching as usual. You're big supporters, and I can't do this without you. So thanks very much for watching. Make sure you check us out on social media and give me a thumbs up if you like my videos. See you again.